In this video, I'll give you a quick overview of Google AI's Gemini offerings and how you can get started using them. So Google has rebranded their AI suite of models as Gemini, consigning the Bard brand to the history books. And it was probably a smart move. In their haste to stay relevant and offer a competing product to ChatGPT, they released Bard as their answer to a large language model. So while it was capable, it simply didn't benchmark well to OpenAI's ChatGPT offering. So in the last few months, however, the Google team is catching up in the AI race. This month, they released and they rebranded all their AI efforts as Gemini. Here's a breakdown to help you wrap your head around the new suite and the use cases. So only released in the last few days, we have Gemini Ultra 1.5. We've seen examples where it's ingested an entire silent movie and been able to pick out a very small instance of an action happening. So that means it wasn't reading the text, it wasn't reading the dialogue to understand what it was being asked to pull out. It was able to search for the actual instance it was being asked for purely by watching the actions within the video. So that's pretty cool and a very strong use case for a multimodal model. A lot of models fail at this, but the 1.5 model has proven to be really convincing at being able to pick out very small instances, as small as a line of text within a million tokens of information. So there's going to be some interesting use cases there. Now, Gemini Ultra 1.5 is not yet available to the public, but I'm going to talk you through how you can access the other Ultra versions, 1.0, Gemini Pro, and others. We also have Gemini Ultra 1.0, suitable for highly complex tasks, which is also called Gemini Advanced, so you don't get confused. Gemini Pro, the basic model as of now, you can access it for free via vertex.ai and the Gemini homepage. Gemini Nano is basically a mobile optimized version of Pro. It's got a smaller context window, so a smaller amount of information it can work off, but it's much faster at mobile processing, so it's best implemented on mobile phones, etc. Duet AI is the suite of AI that's plugged into Gmail, Docs, Sheets, and Slides. So it's the equivalent to the Microsoft Copilot. So instead of going to an external window to use your AI like ChatGPT, these are actually plugged into and have a user interface within each one of these elements. And then we have Bard, which you don't need to worry about anymore. It's retired. Thanks and goodbye. So how do you start to get access to these new models? So you can access the Gemini 1.0 Pro version for free at this address, gemini.google.com/app. And you can also use the API version via Vertex AI or the new Google AI Studio if you have access in your region. Gemini Ultra. So you can also access Gemini Ultra or Gemini Advanced at the gemini.google.com address. You click on the Gemini logo on the top left and you'll see a drop down that offers you Gemini Advanced. If you don't see this, it might not be released in your region, or you may have had to already subscribed to a Google One account. So to get the advanced model, you need to be a subscriber to Google One right now, which is an upgrade to your personal Google account. It offers new features along with increased storage, and presumably Google are using the Gemini Ultra model as a marketing tactic to get more Google One subscriptions. Personally, I have a business Google email and Workspace account, and there does not yet seem to be a feature to subscribe to the advanced Gemini package in my region. You use the AI features in your products via Google Duet. So Google Duet AI is the equivalent to Microsoft Copilot. It's AI that's plugged directly into each one of the apps in your Google suite. So a few months back, I signed up for an early invite for Google Duet, but I believe it's much more available now. So Google have announced that they are changing the Duet AI name also to Gemini. So you're going to see Duet AI phased out. It will soon be called Gemini along with the rest of the suite. So don't get too confused. So what's cool about Duet AI, or the new Gemini AI for workspaces, is it integrates Gemini into your apps rather than having to go to a separate chat window. So that's pretty cool in terms of a workflow. And I think it's going to lead to wider adoption among general users. First, you'll need your Workspace admin to have early access apps turned on via the admin console. And next, the bad news is, not unlike ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot, there is a $20 per month fee to use the AI features plugged into Google Workspace. To subscribe, you have to have your admin add the bundle here and then add it, of course, to your user to get access. So once you've signed out, and if it is rolled out in your region, you should see some features become available. So here you can see in my Gmail, you can actually compose a new email and have the AI help you in the composition. Within Sheets, you can click this button here and ask it to give suggestions on creating new worksheets. And in Docs, it works very similar to how ChatGPT would work in terms of drafting and prompting to create new content. There are some capabilities I yet do not have, but I've seen demoed where you can actually reference your files within your drive and tie different workspace abilities together. I don't have access to those yet, but these are the features that I have been able to play with. So is Gemini worth it? Well, I'm not sure yet, and I don't want to promote it until I've used it a bit. Personally, I'm finding ChatGPT to be still the best, and I also use Perplexity AI as my Google replacement because it gives me citations based on the answers that come up. And that's important for grounding and making sure that the content that you've been served is not a hallucination. So where I think this could have some value is if you want to introduce this in a controlled way to your organization, if you're a Google organization. It means that you can roll out this feature to certain users, you can have controls in place, and you can make sure that all the content that it's accessing is secure. The problem is currently you have multiple different people using different free models and you don't know where your enterprise information is leaking to or being sent to in order to be processed. And having it being part of the Google suite offers a lot more security. The other place it's an advantage is its integration deeply within the suite. Previously, you have to go to ChatGPT or a different window, and it's a different mindset, it's a different workflow that most users are used to. If you start to integrate those AI capabilities directly into apps that people use on a daily basis, there's much more of a chance that people will start to adopt it on a daily basis if it is valuable to them. Hopefully you found that overview helpful. Once I've had a chance to play with more features, I'll do a deeper review, so don't forget to subscribe and follow to get more useful info like this in your feed.